2024. This is Nstv Lagos broadcasting from our Abeokuta office located at the Central Business District here in Abeokuta. Of course, you can view us on all the social media platforms. Just press Nstv Lagos and be on to watch any of our repeated version on your telephone or handset. Dele Ayodo is my name. Yes, it's good to be here. 2024, yes, we are already in it. It's still the fresh year, the first week, of course, the first holiday of the year 2024. But like the common saying, a wise man, intelligent man with wisdom will look back at yesterday in order to help build his today. And of course, we use this today to build tomorrow. That is why it is still necessary for us to look at events of 2023, particularly in the political field. That's why I brought him here with me, Haji Mustapha. Good morning, Mustapha.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Ayodo. Good morning, Nigerians. We thank God for this brand new year.
All right, yeah, we thank God for sparing us to see this brand new Mustapha. Mustapha, let's start, like I said, political scene. To me, you may have a different opinion or position. Two major events made the year 2023. The 2023 election and the victory of our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. To me, every other thing that surrounds it, I will regard to it or call it post-election matters. The Supreme Court, the issues, the noise, the use and cry, as far as I'm concerned, still has to do with the February election and the victory of Bola Ahmed. So they are all post-election matters. But you may have a different program. The other main political issue of the year was the Wike phenomenon. It's actually, again, to me, a spillover of his antics and prowess in 2022 with the PDP, the G5 movement, and its role in the 2023 election, whether famous or infamous, is a coin, so it has two edges. For the APC and the Ayodo team, yes, it's a famous role. And of course, for the PDP and the Atiku camp, is an infamous role. I want you to speak on that before we...
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Ayodo. I agree totally with you. 2023, the election actually, in fact, I think we spent the entire 2023 was about the
election and the post-election
the elections and the post-election, because we had primary elections before the general elections across all the parties. The Milocon,
that was 2022.
Okay, that was, but it actually
spilled over.
Into 2023, and then obedient, movement factor, and so on and so forth. So, good. We're here in 2024. Continuation of what we ended with in 2023. I think that the government is seated and policies have been coming out. Nigerians have also been, giving feedback on how they are being governed. There was 100 days in office, assessment of the government, and so on and so forth. So, on the other hand, the opposition went to court. We should not also forget about that. At all levels, state assembly, national assembly, governorship, and so on and so forth. And the judiciary has been, doing its job. So, some people are of the opinion that even as we are today, it's still, too early to assess, the performance of the government. But one thing that we all agreed upon is the fact that the government that we installed or we voted in 2023 actually has been impacting our lives one way or the other. Some positively, some not, positively. So 2023 was essentially about elections and post-election governance and everything.
Can we say, or will you say, Nigerians made a mistake in their choice, or Nigerians are they regretting?
Well,
Tough one.
I want to believe that I have the view that in anything you do, you can't score yourself, and you can't always you can't be a judge in your own cause. Now, when you have a government in place, the best way to assess that government is to gauge the feelings of the people and also the feedback from the people. And if I want to go by that, I would say that, Nigerians are not saying that they have made any mistake. For me personally, if we look at 2023 election, I didn't see a better candidate than Asiwaju among all those people that actually came out.
Okay.
But so that is one point. Nigerians are not saying that they have made a mistake, but Nigerians are saying that they want the direction that they are being taken to be different, and they believe that President Tinubu and his team can actually take the country in a different direction. Nigerians are looking at the policies that have been rolled out and how those policies are affecting their lives. And they are saying that, look, there are alternatives, there are better ways to handle this situation. Good enough. I think what we have seen so far is that we have a government that actually listens. From time to time, when people say something, give feedback, the president listens. But I do think that there are some of these very serious policies that the government still needs to, listen to Nigerians, so that Nigerians can feel the impact of the government, positively. Governance is about making life abundant for the people. That's just the A, B, and C of governance. Making life abundant for the people, making life comfortable for the people, making life, So, what Nigerians are saying is that, look, you need to do things differently. It's been very harsh from the government, the policies, programs, and so on and so forth.
When you talk about policy, Mustapha, I said it's been very harsh. One policy or pronouncement, yes, it's a policy pronouncement of 2023 that ruled 2023 and is still ruling, is the removal of fuel subsidies. Is that a technical decision or a political decision?
Whether it's I wouldn't know how to place it, because I have my views on
what are your views
on fuel subsidy. I have always been the opinion that subsidy should not be removed. Technically,
because you are an accountant.
Yes, I'm an accountant.
So, okay.
Now, to go in your direction a little bit, technically, we will always have justification for removing this subsidy. There is no money. We have borrowed heavily. That's technical, Abi. We have borrowed heavily. The country is going to collapse, and so on. Plethora of reasons to remove subsidy. But my view has always been that, look, we've been increasing fuel price from time immemorial. How have we managed the proceeds of those, increase in fuel price? I see solution to our lack of fund. The solution, to my mind, lies in our ability to cut down cost of governance, and to tackle corruption the way we should tackle it. I see that as the best approach than punishing the people by removing subsidy. I give you an example. They said there is what do we call it? That people carry fuel to Benin Republic. What name do we use? Bunkering. And that because of that, it is because our petrol is cheap. Now, how come that even after removing the subsidy,
Still not cheap.
it is still not cheap, and we also have not been able to, we have refused also to open the borders. Are people not still carrying fuel to those places? So that argument falls flat.
Can we lay that on the failure of policy or the inability of majorly
No, Mr.
the
Ayodo.
public servants to do their job?
In fact, away from the issue of public servants, the people that are really stealing fuel in this country, that are stealing this country blind, is not the 33,000, 45,000 liters that is going to Idiroko. They are on the high sea,
The onshore.
the onshore, the high and the mighty. It takes 2, 3, 4 days, 1 week for a ship to load fuel, and yet you have ship there loading fuel. They don't see it. We have Navy. They don't see it. It's only when the ship has gone that they say, error law. You know, so I believe that it is wrong justification, you know, to use that as reason, you know, to increase. Now, we have increased the fuel price. We have removed subsidy. Where has it taken us? How are we investing the money? How are we utilizing the money? Because the proceed from that exercise is huge. Mr. Ayodo, you were paying maybe 200, 230 before, or around that, to 650. Look at that difference on 1 single liter of fuel. So the proceed to the federal government is very, very huge, like times 2 of what
That's what they are now making.
is now what they are making. Have we started to see the impact? No, I don't think so. That is one. 2, if really we believe that it was the way to go, I thought that there should be a different structure to manage that proceed, and not the usual channel. Come to Abuja every 30 days. We used to share 500 billion before, but now we have 1.5 trillion to share.
Yeah.
We now have public
And we
officials,
share it.
and we share just the same normal way. The other time, I read on Twitter, Bayo Nanuga say, the federal government has given, is it 9 billion, or he called it, or 5 billion to each state of the federation. You guys feel free now to go and hold your governors accountable. And I asked the question, has anybody been able to hold any governor accountable?
Why is that so? He has said so. Why is it impossible? Why should it be difficult for somebody to hold the governor accountable?
In a country where we woke up one day, Mr. Ayodo, and then we saw 6 bulldozers that went to level the House of Assembly complex in Port Harcourt. What has anybody been able to do about it?
Why should you blame the politicians for that? Everybody, just what I have said, the first instinct, the first natural instinct for everybody's survivor is me first.
Yes, but at what expense will you do that? The reality that is staring us in the face as Nigerians, and I will even extend it to Africa, is the fact that it is very difficult, extremely difficult, if not impossible, to hold public officials accountable because you don't have what it takes.
Let me then take you to, because we are talking politics, the opposition party. Today in Nigeria, the main opposition party is the People's Democratic Party, which of course prides itself, and I think rightly too, okay, maybe arguably until recently, the biggest, of course, it is the oldest political party in Nigeria. So that's the pedigree for them to be strong enough in challenging, in creating opposition committee, shadow cabinet, have ideas different. When you criticize, when you see the fault, come with the solution. Because naturally, like I said, that's the principle of man's survival. So if there's nobody doing that strong challenge for APC and those in government, you don't expect them not to feel comfortable.
Yes. Incidentally, or maybe I should say unfortunately, we really do not have robust opposition to the government. It should be PDP playing this role. But here we are. The PDP is still struggling, to get its acts together. I don't even know the name of the national chairman today, whether the party has national chairman. You hardly hear anything.
They have an acting national
chairman.
And they are planning towards another
convention. Now, you know how it used to be that as an opposition party, what will even make you laugh is that some few days ago, the presidential candidate of Labour Party declared that his party is now the main opposition party, with only one governor, maybe few senators and so on. And that is because there is absence
of the
main opposition party.
The biggest opposition party.
The biggest opposition party. What should be the opposition party? So, PDP is still struggling to put its act together. Don't forget that up till today that we're talking, Wike is still a member of PDP and is serving in this government.
Is there anything wrong?
No, what I'm saying is that, he's part of PDP. He's doing his own like this. Atiku is doing his own like this. They've not been able to come together to present common fronts, to put the party together and make sure that they have PDP the way it should be, in order to be able to serve as opposition to the present government. And it is not good for our democracy, and it's not good for us. When the crisis in Rivers State happened, there was no PDP anywhere to go and resolve that crisis. Everybody was watching until the president, APC president, summoned all of them and helped them to douse the tension to resolve it. If we had very good opposition party as PDP, they could have, stepped in to rein in the excesses of whether the governor or the House of Assembly and to put their house in order. So, presently, we really cannot say that the country has, opposition the way it should, until PDP is able to put its act together and, resolve the crisis. I think there are too many crises.
Let's look at that finally as the last focus on the program this morning. The PDP itself. What exactly could be wrong with PDP? And how should they swim or surmount this problem if there is anything wrong with them?
There are gladiators. And I would say Atiku is one very big factor in PDP. And when I say Atiku, I talk about personal interest.
But if you say that,
yes.
Some people will take us far back to before Atiku. Some people will say, apart from the first national chairman of the PDP, the late former governor of Plateau State, Solomon La.
Okay.
Obasanjo spent 8 years as president and 8th national chairman of the PDP. So some people say, no, it's not Atiku. We remember at the point in which Atiku was in ACN and APC, PDP fought himself into almost shred to the Supreme Court between the former governor, people loyal to the former governor of Kaduna State, and the former governor of Borno State, who held the soul of the party until they got to the Supreme Court. Atiku Sharif, Atiku was not there.
Yes. And you know, one thing I've noticed in Nigeria is that any party that is not in power is always susceptible to crisis, because there is no towering figure there that everybody is looking up to, that will talk and everybody will obey and fall in line. That's the reason why Baba Obasanjo was able to, put or maintain cohesive party.
All right, Baba Obasanjo was able to maintain a cohesive party. That's a good place to put a stop to it this morning on happening around this is looking back at the year 2023 politically with Haji Yinka Mustapha. I thank everybody. Of course, if you missed this edition fresh, you can have a look on all our social media platforms, Nstv Lagos. Dele, Ayodo is my name.